Good afternoon. I agree, this topic cannot be ignored anymore. Yeah, this new age and the last 2 years has been terrific. Yeah, so I'm Kalyan, ex KPMG. I need to tell it, ex Brahman company on my, as pride. So the last 20 years, quickly I would like to tell about our own experiences with technology, tools, AI, etc. has been outstanding, shocking, surprising, scary. I think either you are with it or you are ignored. So I thought I'm going to make it a little interesting by giving you a little story of how we have got here. Yeah, post-lunch session, no, I need to keep it a little interesting. Of course, I have 1 hour for me. Yeah, so let's see how I'm going to connect the dots. We are in the age of AI and so-called AGI, and we're going to enter into the world of ASI. Elaborated. But how did we come here? From where? So a little story about what is Kalyan trying to tell, evolution story, but actually it will, if you really connect the dots, make sense. Life has begun 3.5 billion years before, and Homos as species emerged 2.5 million years ago, Fire was discovered 4 lakh years before, and by the way, it's one of an extraordinary landmark. Why it's a landmark? And because of the discovery of fire, the brain sizes started becoming small. Fire and brain size started becoming small. Reason? Food started digesting fast. A cooked food always digests fast. So energy going to stomach reduced, and hence it was preserved. So brain started developing. So brain size started increasing from the moment fire was discovered. Intelligence took birth, and that's a moment. And from there, human species were born 3 lakh years before. I believe in evolution story. That's the reason I'm connecting it like this. Of course, some people would be creationists, but each one has their beliefs. My belief is evolution, and I strongly see how it is accelerating. So human species were born 3 lakh years before. Agriculture started 10,000 years before. For long 3 lakh to 10,000 years before, human had been hunter-gatherers. And 10,000 years before, we settled at one place and started creating cities to mega cities. Another story. Language developed 6,000 years before. Accounting began 5,000 years before, by the way. By the way, accounting after language, the first thing which got developed is accounting. That's very surprising. And by the way, the first script has started only for accounting because they wanted to keep records of ownership. And further, they started to create something. So they took a clay slate and started writing. And from there, recording started. So accounting really started 5,000 years before. Then scientific revolution happened 400 years before. You see, from 5,000 to 400, not much development in the world. It's been there static, same stage, etc. Then came the industrial revolution. Scientific revolution happened in Europe, and I don't want to get into story of why it happened. That's another day to talk. My topic is AI, and my topic is in internal audit, how it is influencing our life. So industrial revolution happened 250 years before, and that's where the whole world changed. To give a glimpse of what happened, the population grew 8 times in the last 150 years. It's outstanding. What we are 250 years before, what we are, it's tremendous change. Computing started 80 years before. 80 years before computing started. Personal computing began 50 years before, and that's when the real proliferation of technology happened, and it started overtaking us. It didn't stop yet. Internet emerged 40 years before. Cloud computing started 20 years ago. And by the way, this is one extraordinary moment in history of technology. Why it is important is distributed computing, where resources were shared and world started pooling its infrastructure. And I think that is one of the key reasons why AI took birth. AI took birth because some very smart fellows in AWS, Amazon Web Services, they are the ones who really put it together with base technologies. They said, okay, why each one wants a different server? Let's all pull up the servers together. Each one can share. That small idea, which happened in a small conference room in Amazon, is the reason why we have such large infrastructures of cloud today. And they cracked the code of resource sharing. And the resource sharing led into sharing infrastructure as a business model to world's large companies, and then startups started proliferating. Startups in technology started proliferating, and people suddenly said, I can use unlimited power by just paying and using it by time. And that led to huge, humongous investments into cloud and created the processing power and what we require for AI today. AI has been around the last 15 years. So the 20 years cloud computing changed the whole game for the world. Then came, though that is a separate track of story, how AI thoughts had come. They blended neural thinking into how computers work. That's another day technology talk. But right now, I would like to skip it and say what is ahead. LLMs emerged 2 years ago, and that's where everybody took notice. Until that time, it's been a revolution happening without our watch, under the carpet. Slowly it started spreading. The moment LLMs happened, things changed. World came to know what it is capable of. Example, ChatGPT. And that's when it really shook the world with what is the potential of AI in our day-to-day lives. Then came basic AGI, it is now. What does AGI mean? You have to definitely know about this. AGI is a moment where AI and human intelligence is equal. It's a point where AI and human intelligence is equal. So a smartest fellow in the world and a smartest AI can equally do things with the same ideation, with the same thinking, with the same power of processing, yeah, and that is a point we already reached now, or maybe reaching in the next 1 or 2 quarters, I don't know, but there's a moment we are right now. We are journeying in this extremely vulnerable times. When I say vulnerable times, I mean it. Why? Because the things from here would be completely different. What is for us in the upcoming decades? Better AGI will happen into 3 to 5 years. By the way, everybody is investing into it left, right, center. Nobody is leaving holding their investments. They are investing few $100 billion into it, including governments are throwing their the money, real green bucks into making it much more powerful, much more larger, much more capable. And everyone is looking forward for this movement called ASI, Artificial Superintelligence. And by the way, that's everyone wants to see it, how they do not know. How many have not used ChatGPT? Huh? Okay, I see a hand or two. Excellent. So we're still safe. So what ChatGPT can do and what ASI can do. ASI is a point, it is also called singularity. It's a moment where collective intelligence of entire humanity. I'm talking about collective intelligence of entire humanity. ASI will cross. Yeah? ASI will become far more smarter, far more intelligent of all the humanity brains together, the ability to we are all power because of our own brains. By the way, we used to bring down a beast like an elephant in our hunter-gatherer days, though we were very tiny in front of them. Yeah, we were so powerful. We as human beings used to go hunt elephants, hunt lions, hunt large African mammoths because of our collective capabilities, right? Now, even this collective capability, ASI will cross, and they are all thinking it is going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. Don't ask me how you are predicting. I myself am clueless what's going to happen, but the world is traveling faster than what we can imagine. So, we are now going to deep integrate AI into everything, which is already started. That is why it's getting, on one side it is super surprising, on another side it is scary. It's getting into everything. It is getting into every realm of white collar, smarter people. It is overtaking our roles, and that's kind of a little scary. So we have to now prepare ourselves as to how do we blend with it. We don't have an option. We need to become friendly with it. Yeah, if we don't get friendly with it, it can overnight make our our life vulnerable. Yeah, how, I don't know. I do have certain thoughts about it, predictions about it. Yeah, but we don't have any other go but to ride the wave and go with it and deep integrate with it. Whether we like or not, it is already integrated with us. Now, systemic takeover of humanity by AI. Systemic takeover of humanity by AI, people are predicting is going to be anywhere between 20 to 40 years. I meant the word systemic takeover. I mean, it's not, there's no typo error nor a thinking non-clarity. It will become a moment where it will overtake us, overwhelm us, and we are answerable. We can't be any more. By the way, I'm not frightening here. I'm not here for that objective, but I'm actually telling the reality, what we're going to travel. That's, we have to be prepared for it, and how we have to be prepared. Certain things we can ourselves as together as humanity can take a collective call. Okay, I'll skip that. Okay, now let's come to internal audit. That's been my topic. AI in IIA. By the way, it's such a beautiful caption. It is done by Giri, and I should thank him. What a lovely Giridhar. He told me, bro, talk about this topic. I felt beautiful, man. What a nice rhyming it is. AI in IA. Yeah. So we have to get friendly with it. I think almost every area of internal audit will influence. It will influence every damn area of internal audit. What we do, it's going to really influence. I thought I'll do a small discussion on it. By the way, we've been experimenting with AI the last 1 to 2 years a lot. I kind of, with few AI engineers in our company, we brought them on board, including my son. Yeah, he's an AI engineer. So we said, okay, bro, come over, start adding AI tools to our software products. And the last 1 to 2 years, we've been doing a lot of experimenting. It is really outstanding. It is stunning. And I thought I'll also showcase you a couple of examples during this the conversation after this. Yeah. So impact on internal audit everywhere. I'll say 80 to 90%. Some people will be, bro, I don't think so. But I believe there's no other go but other than, like, if you go to a college and ask them how many people have written their project reports, you know, if project reports are written, correct, you're supposed to submit them to get your graduation certificate, correct? Yeah. You ask any student, they'll tell you 99% of their reports are written by ChatGPT. They are not writing their reports anymore. Even us, how many of you are writing internal audit reports without using ChatGPT? No hands raising. Still raising, few hands are there. Okay, a lot of people are there writing internal audit reports on their own without using ChatGPT. You see how we have already, just in 2 years, how it has blended into our lifestyles. Yeah, we can't live without ChatGPT anymore. Now, will we stop any of the area to be not taken over? No way. It has to, it is carpet bombing. Yeah. Okay. What will be done? Yeah. I say audit planning, 100% will be taken over. Okay. By the way, I'm a CIA. I'm a certified internal auditor. So I know the way internal audit will work. Yeah. I worked in KPMG and I worked in Maruti Udyog department for a couple of years. We were doing cost cutting, yeah, process reengineering, helping them to structure their policies. Yeah, I was instrumental in cutting, say, cost savings of more than 400 crores to Maruti Udyog in 2001, yeah, 2000, by implementing some audit methodologies. Yeah, so what the focus, audit planning will be 100% taken over by AI. Sorry, AI. By AI. Yeah. You'll say, what do you mean by audit planning? It's basically where do you need to focus, correct? Audit planning is all about where do you need to focus. Yeah, you need to sit and think and discuss and decide, bro, let's see this time. There is a lot of, I think, challenges here. My financial outgo is here too much. Yeah, I think there is great potential to improve performances in this area, correct? I don't think we will decide them anymore in future. AI will do robust analysis, deep financial assessment. It has all the metrics, by the way. It knows all the ways to calculate your financial ratios, decide which is good, which is bad, compare it with industry, tell you weak in this area, tell you you're strong in this area. It will decide and tell you these are all the areas you need to focus. Audit planning gone, 100% AI may do. Not tomorrow, but I'm telling you, eventually we will see. How many of you here are internal audit bosses? Department heads. Yeah, okay. Department heads. Yeah, how many of you want your job to be simple, easy, and quick? Yeah, all of you, correct? All of you want your job to be easy, quick. Yeah, so what will we do? We'll have to definitely adapt these tools to make it faster. And by the way, it is very tough to recruit people, correct? You also know. How tough is it to get people in internal department? No hands? How many people find it difficult to recruit people in internal department? Almost 50% to 75% will definitely feel it is, but it is very tough here. If you offer letter also, they don't join. The day comes, you will be welcoming them with a red carpet, the guy doesn't come. What are your options? You don't have any other option but to adapt technology, correct? That's what we are driving towards. So audit planning will go 100% taken over by AI. Risk assessment, 100%. And by the way, we have done it here in our own company. We have figured out how to do risk assessment 100% using AI, and I'll showcase you our tools, risk monitoring tools. This engine, provided you connect them with data. Again, I am putting data. If there is no data, there is no digital, there is no intelligence, nothing, all gone. If there is data and there is integration and there is supply pipelines laid, etc., and risk assessment can automatically happen. Risk assessment can automatically happen. I will show you one case study. Fantastic it is, a demo of how AI is doing it. Yeah, it can figure out risks and patterns in your industry. It can write methods and rules how to assess them. It can fetch data. It can do risk assessment. It can make its own conclusions. It can say this is risky, this is not risky. It can figure out where you need to focus as from a audit point of view. Yeah, it doesn't need a human anymore. So I believe 100% risk assessment is taken over. Field work or substantive studies, that's the next thing, correct? Once you do an audit plan, then you'll go do risk assessment, you'll identify areas of exposures, and then you depute people to do field work. Field work is taking data and then going deep into doing audit trails, log reports, etc., and analyzing what went wrong, blah, 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 yeah. Wherever human element is there, where you need to go tour a facility, physical checks, etc., other than that, everything will be taken over by AI. Wherever there is no digital medium is where human is expected, including processing a document, physical document also it can read. Yeah. In fact, in our own company, we try to implement image related analytics. So in one of our client case studies, they wanted to figure out, classify their complex data. I mean, why AI is used? AI is used for five senses related work which cannot be done, AI can do. That is the reason it is artificial intelligence. One of the five senses is seeing, correct? If you, most of the times you see and then decide. Is there a way to switch this AC off, this vent? Okay, forget it. Yeah, had I been AI, I wouldn't have felt the cold. Yeah, so now you write you see a image and you can analyze what does this image mean, and based on that you can do certain things. So you're using your senses to analyze some written a document, a contract review which you may need to do, correct? Today what way do? We'll do a compliance study, we'll go read the terms and conditions in a contract and check its compliance, correct? No, that's what we do. One of the audit objectives would be go read terms of the contract and check whether a term or a policy has been complied with or not. If it can read on its own and it can go apply the same logics onto a transaction, so yeah, where is there a human element to it? So even, in fact, today the CCTV images also can be processed frame by frame. So frame by frame it will analyze and then figure out, is there any theft, is there any exposure, etc. Yeah, so that also zone is left. Wherever data is not there, and that is where human element will be there. That's why I said 20%. Audit reporting though, you know, even without telling anything, 100% AI will do. It will put into structured formats, by the way. It will beautifully put it into proper formats. If you supply the format, it will draft the report into the formats. It will download them, write neatly, very, very convincingly it can write its recommendations also. You can also ask the AI to draft the report in a style of English or Englishman or a style of an Indian Englishman. You can ask it in various tones, tenor, and you can like a South Indian Englishman. Yeah, it can generate it. 100% write it. Yeah. Management commentary. Yeah, I think one of the area where we do a lot of value is sit with the to him, rip him, yeah, negotiate with him, talk to him and then say, bro, this is not right what you're doing. You get right, start improving your business area, okay, right, accept my recommendation and then whatever, blah blah blah. So there is a human element there. Yeah, so I believe 50% of this area could be done. Otherwise, if it can management comments, it is so easy. How many of you feel that, by the way, how many people end your audit report with the management comment, asking their commitments, put into the audit report and release it? All of you, right? And that is a natural process of audit. Yeah. How tough it is, huh? How tough it is to sit and negotiate with the process owner and then tell him, bro, you're wrong. It's a game. It's a game. You will have to put a lot of game theory into it to make these discussions happen. Yeah. So that you can't. That is very quite emotional. You will use a lot of samadhana danda beda, correct? Yeah. You'll use a lot of power, politics to make this conversation happen, and then finally get what you want. That is making him accept your audit observation. So I think this particular area, I don't think he can do, or it can do, So this will be left to us. So we may need to. It may come and ask you, bro, I can't handle this. Now you handle it. AI may come and tell you, bro, I can't handle this. Now you take care of, bro. This guy is a tough nut to crack. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is one area where we are still having business. We will have our roles. Continuous follow-up for implementation. Yeah, this is beautiful. This It can send reminders, it can send status report, it can make you life vulnerable till you conclude, say that I keep on reminder, WhatsApp message it can push and then ensure that your work is done and then conclude it. Yeah. Then comes value add presentations. Of course, after you do, you have something to present to your senior people that I have done. Oops. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Value add presentations, something you need to tell, based on my audit in the last 1 year, I have achieved so and so. Flash reports, beautiful, so much savings I brought into the company, bro, you need me forever, kind of conversations we do to the management. Yeah, this it can do on its own. It can push it into a PPT or a PDF. Styling also it can do. It can also tell you use blue because your manager wants it. Nice, yeah. It can be done. It can be done by AI here. Board representation, I don't think it can do. I think today at least it's very complicated to go sit in boards and present to the audit committees and say, sir, I did this, etc. Yeah, it's challenging. But I have to put a subject to days going to come, even your board members going to be AI agents. Yeah, just imagine in the next. All I'm not talking is about tomorrow. But be prepared. These days we're going to see these days in the next 10 years for sure. Yeah, agentic AI is the thing. It's already going on a rampage in many. I've heard few companies based in India have eliminated roles where agents were replaced by human beings. Digital assets, they are calling it. You see the word digital assets. We've been human assets, it's been replaced by digital assets, and they are bringing AI agents to monitor digital assets. Yeah, so an AI to monitor AI, that's what is happening today. So yeah, eventually board members will also be there. Why should I pay a board member so much? This gentleman, I just need to only supply processing power and some electricity. That's enough. He doesn't expect more. He doesn't even expect a tea extra. So in a day, AI agents going to occupy board seats. Then even board representation may change. Yeah, AI may present. Your AI agent may go and make a presentation to a board. Resource management, 50%. Training, it can't do, yeah, as we do. So recruiting people, interviewing them, getting them on board, training, coaching, etc. We still may have a role. Yeah, okay, fine, thank you. I believe, this is my belief, because I've been seeing what all it can do based on what our audit work is there, how much it can be simplified. By the way, if we collaborate with it, if you're going to blend our ways of work, I think we should slowly start blending our work, because we are all white collar. White collar is brain power, means thinking power. Thinking is the most challenging area post AI. Physical labor is easy, it's not, it can't do, otherwise robots, that's separate story, that's not my topic. So thinking power is where you should start collaborating, engaging with it. It will also increase our efficiencies, and whether that is also where you can start building it into your organization and department. Certain areas, internal auditors can use AI. Till the time role reversal may happen, but I don't think it will happen in the next 10-20 years, we are good. Our next generation, I'm sorry, yeah. So where we can use internal audit today, fraud and risk, anomaly detection, prediction, forensics. Yes, this is one area where it can really help. I will also show you one example and case study in my this presentation. Yeah. Automation and efficiency, continuous audit, data analysis, contract reviews. This can be done even today. Compliance, regulatory check, compliance checks that you can use AI for. I thought I'll just show you some experiments, what we have done with AI. I'm showing you, just to give a background, what we done is, we use a lot of AI bots in our own company. We have developed them, few of AI algos, and we also integrated a lot of LLMs to our work. and then laid pipelines to data streams, worked closely, and few things. I'll show you certain examples of, I got certain 5 things here. One, I'll show you how AI is talking to us. Sorry. I'm giving you, this is a chat engine where we have integrated AI to data and started asking it questions. Yeah? And then see how brilliantly it is able to take the. It's visible, right? Yeah. So I asked it an analytical question. I asked an analytical question, and it see the way it is responding me. So I asked it average target achievement rate over last year. It's 37.94%. By the way, this question answer is not so simple. For AI, this question, it has to lead to reverse writing a code of understanding the data and the data elements. So first it has to understand what is this year, and second it has to understand what is previous year, correct? And it has also to understand what is the component of comparison, and all of this blending together it has to write a code. And it also has to understand in which data table you need to fetch this information, fields, supply those fields, and after doing all of this, it is concluding you and then putting this information to you in split seconds. Yeah, and that's what is happening here. Second question. So a question is asked, explore where the So this is the depth with which AI is able to analyze, conclude, and give you responses. One more example I'll give you. We are asking some statistics to it also. Another example. I'll also show you anomaly detection, fraud analysis. This for retail company exploring their performances. I hope it is visible, right? Yeah. On. We are asked a question called stock rotation. This stock rotation as a metric, it's not as simple as that. You understand stock rotation? Stock rotation is a metric used to analyze whether you are overstocked or understocked, right? So if you are overstocked, that means there is a need to reduce it. If you are understocked, then there is a challenge. So this analysis it is understanding the data, figuring out what info to pick up, and then calculating on its own this metric and then giving you the results. Yeah. I would like to show you fraud anomaly thing, yeah. The thought is to just to tell about how it is able to go through the data. It is giving you transactions where there are anomalies. So you can directly focus your energies there. It will also will tell you what problem is there in a particular transaction, and so easily it can do. Now, yeah, the point to be is it's extraordinary what what is evolving for us is a challenge. Now, there is this kind of analytical power, and then keeping it, keeping the focus on data, and things could be much more easier, simpler. So what we done using this, we developed a concept called robotic risk and forensics monitoring. It's one thoughts like how much time of yours will go into data analysis, risk assessment, etc. Normal in internal audit, how much time goes there for you? Sizable? Can you put a percentage to it? 20%, 30%, 40%. How much time you spend in data? Some gentleman here from this table. 40%. Yeah, correct. That's a number. 40% of our time we spend in digging deep into data and trying to find out risks and exposures. And that is the area we thought we can robotize it, and then created a concept of, I'll come back to this, but this is a concept of writing, we call it as robotic risk monitoring, where fraud patterns using AI or directly using our own 20 years of intelligence, we pre-programmed into the engine and then put it to work. So we have almost 300 to 400 forensic and risk patterns built into it, and these patterns are made to work on the data constantly 24/7, and it will be monitoring, and the moment it finds out a pattern and an anomaly is detected, immediately it will raise an alarm saying that risk, there is a problem here, now you focus your energies in. This could be a back end, an auditor which will always be alert, and then helping you to talk to your business owners or your process owners, help them to rectify their errors, or also catch the risk patterns even before any serious material issue happens. Like this, we have certain more patterns in it, including for fraud patterns. To just read certain things, people who have resigned resigned and immediately joined. Yeah, that's a fraud pattern. Or a bank account of an employee is changed the moment he is resigned. Yeah. But the central the HR is not updated, only the bank account is changed. From the day resignation date later, all the payroll has went to this specific company. By the way, you heard about this Chinese company where ghost employees were created in gallows? You heard? Yeah? How many million dollars the gentleman has siphoned away from the company? That's very interesting. Like that, there are a lot of HR payroll forensic patterns as well. So this pre-built risk patterns could actually help the internal auditors to take away this job of, because it's also humanly impossible to remember so many risk patterns. Yeah, it's very, very challenging. So it will keep evolving. After a while, then you will say, man, there's too much of data. You'll get exhausted. It is very exhausting. So robotics can be playing a role using AI interfacing, yeah, to do this job on our behalf. Yeah, whatever. But it is not as easy as it seems. The biggest problem is data. I'm actually concluding now. I've just told you about risks, threats, challenges, brilliance in AI. Now, what will be our journey from here? Data, if it is not digital, there is no AI capability. Nothing can be done. If there is no data, there is nothing. Integrations. So these tools have to be integrated. If they are not integrated, it can't help. A lot of times we have our legacy systems where they are not amenable to integrating external AI tools. A lot of tools are available, but to be able to integrate, the technology has to be prepared. LLMs are still dependent on LLMs for certain time. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. It is insanely expensive to process data at these volumes, and hence it is certain times cost challenge. In fact, many a times when we talk to audit departments, the audit departments discussions stop the moment they say we don't have more budget than what budget required for our manpower costs. Say, bro, what is this? Yeah, so internal audit is always allocated a budget exactly equal to manpower cost alone, not to enable them with technology tools. But with technology tools, they can accomplish more. Yeah, that's very sad, but that's it. Long back now, I just remember when I was with KPMG, we went for one large PSU internal audit transformation. So our discussion where we were saying, gentleman was sitting, he's saying, who are all department members, internal audit department members, because we want to transform them. They say, bro, this is a dumping ground for non-performers. Internal audit is a dumping ground for non-performers. I'm talking about 15, 20 years back story. Such a sad thing, because the importance for internal audit is way low than what it is supposed to be. They can add brilliant value. I'm able to add great value to my own clients is because my background is internal audit, and I'm able to. And by the way, people who join ITC are first put in internal audit department. Yeah, anybody goes there, they put it in internal audit department before they get sharper, and then are able to add value to other business areas. Anyway, that's a story. I'll come back to this. So what happens? I mean, AI is integrated, every damn thing is done. But who will tell what is ethics to AI? This is one area where people are really confused. How do I tell this good, this bad? It's very tough, no? To tell a human, it takes a lifetime for us to tell our kids which is good, which is bad. Yeah, but how will anybody go and tell AI that, bro, this is not okay, yeah, this is okay, this is not okay? Even if I write a charter, multiple charters to it, how do I make it? Because they only go to simple English. They don't understand the emotion behind the language. Going rogue. AI can go rogue. They may go behind. They may do things behind your back. We will never know. There's a book written on it. It's written. A name of the book is Super Intelligence, and it's written by a 25-year-old AI expert. Yeah, the kind of content covered is in how many different ways AI can go rogue. Yeah, it's startling, and to that extent, I'll just give one small little bit how challenging it is. Let's say I want to control AI. Everybody, by the way, a lot of leaders are now deliberating how to control AI. That's the today's challenge at policy realms. What are they saying? Okay, I want to control him. I want to give him adequate power, but how do I control them? Max I will keep in this room, and I'll say, bro, you are in this room. Nothing can be done within this. If you do behave bad, I'll pull the plug. Yeah. I'll cut your power, finish. How do I control AI? By cutting its power. If I switch off the server, finish, AI is gone. Yeah. But what if the gentleman goes rogue and tries to manipulate the maintenance employee of the particular server room to do everything by sending him some money through GPay account let it out of that room so that it can slip to other connected servers somewhere. I don't know. By the way, this is not story I'm making. It is what they are talking. It is what they are talking currently. How to control AI. So that will be another challenge. It can go rogue anytime. Loss of human element is the biggest calamity. Yeah, it can be manipulative. AI can manipulate. It can write a report which is not of your real choice. It may write a report he doesn't like somebody. I don't know for what he didn't like, and it can write a report very negative on a department. I don't know. So these are all challenges. Okay, no one will be will be responsible. We are all together driving towards our graves, unknowingly thinking that we are all going towards El Dorado. Thank you so much. It's been really, really beautiful having this chat with you. Yeah, any questions I'll take, and otherwise it's been a real good time. Thank you so much.
I know there will be a lot of questions in your mind. Please shoot out.
Hello. Hi, Kalyan. Thank you for that. You have created a mix of emotions now. You have also scared us out. But having said that, I think one of the discussions me and my friend here were having is, as you put out more and more queries, in the space, and you expose your own set of data, how do you know where the AI draws the boundary in protecting that data set, and how would it not be used for generating a report of someone else?
So there are already tools, especially in Azure, which we use, where your data doesn't go anywhere, by the way. It's very surprising. When you use AI for the purpose of writing your algos, when you ask a question, let's say take an examples of I asked a question, my question is creating a code, it is not sending data anywhere. The data is lying in the same server. Your question is going whatever LLMs means, etc. Then a code is getting reverse generated. We saw it happening. It is very surprising, and you should open in your backend Visual VB Studios and then see, after you type it and then say code generates, and it will get executed on your own servers. So data security in that way you can maintain. Of course, you can send data to external servers and then do it. You follow the methods. You can cut it without being exposed to the external world. Yeah. Okay, that's for all. Yeah, some question there.
Hello sir, this is Sesha Sai, Chartered Accountant. I was just thinking if you could throw light on few of the tools which can be used by entire community as such, so it will be helpful. Of course, we saw your tools as well. So if you could actually tell the name of the tools also, it will be better, sir.
Can you connect it? In fact, one slide I slipped. I think he's asked a question very relevant to that. So you have your data in some server, correct? First, you need a Python tool, Python, to be able to do that stuff of triggering it. Then you will have some APIs calls to LLM engines like ChatGPT or anything, that integrators. In the server, you'll also have some API connectors for data pipelines like Flask, etc. Otherwise, it's a simple, your own server is enough for the purpose of managing all the AI algos with Python. With external, Python has got a big library of AI ML algos. Those can be used. Other than that, you should have AI enabled. Of course, you should also processing power. Certain things you can do within your own infrastructure, but the moment the data size increase and the training is required with large amount of, let's say, image, each pixel is converted into data. So that kind of large processing, you may require certain clouds, etc. I hope I answered your question. Basic tools for you, I'm talking about infrastructure, some Python is necessary, LLMs are necessary, right? For supplying data, you need some API tools. Other than that, your server.
So you're basically asking us to have Python in our systems and use the library for the tools.
Yeah, for writing your algos. AI has to be you're writing an algo for that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody is asking. There, one more.
Sir, the data creation aspect is one part, and reporting and analyzing is one part. The AI is more focused on reporting and analyzing. How are you going to feed the data part of it? More creation of data is to be there.
Yeah,
and
correct.
second question is, just in this world, just like using our Excel, Python will be next Excel, is it? Is learning Python a mandatory thing?
Okay, I'll answer the first question. I think you asked me in an order. I'll tell you. Your first question was?
Data creation aspect.
Oh yeah, sure. If there is no data, there is no AI. I mentioned that. Of course, the biggest problem in any company is data. It's unclean, horrible, worst. You go open a master of a company, it'll be like, what is this shit? Yeah, that itself is an audit report, correct? No, most of our audit reports will be master is not filled. Vendor master is so many empty cells are there. These kind of things happen. Of course, data is the biggest challenge today. If there is no data, there is no challenge. There is no analysis. While your question as to, maybe I'll try to break this into another one. Feeding the data, you ask certain things, know where it can help. RPS are today helping in feeding the data, even from scanning the documents. There, you can automate a lot of things there. I'm getting really chills. So by using robotic process automation, AI tools, documents can be scanned. You can program it, what information has to be taken. AI can be used to convert this, AI tools can be used to convert, understand, translate the script into language and data, and then they can themselves update into the systems. A lot of tools are available for that. RPA tools are available, or even open source RPA tools can also be used. Yeah, like Solaris. Yeah, I think somebody asked a question here. Hope I answered your question. RPA tools are available for that, for data capturing. If there is no data, there is no analysis. You are safe.
Hi.
Hi.
While navigating through some of the slides, right, you mentioned about the emergence of IIA in the last 10-15 years. Right? So typically there is a life cycle associated with any such big bang things that's happening, right? So when we talk about AI, so it was in a nascent stage, progressively it improved, and then it has reached like what you say, probably in the next few years it will be reaching the pinnacle of its performance. Typically you're already showing many indicators where you can hit that 100%. Probably in some cases it could be 80% or 50%, right? But typically in a life cycle, if you look at conventionally, the end state has to be like, say, improving. That's how it looks. But here it looks like a double-edged sword. So it takes a binary state here. Either it's improving, or probably you're also giving some instances where it is going to take over as completely manipulative, and everything is going to happen. But really, if you see it at from a market outgrowth point of view, do you see out of these two states, which is the one that will be dominant for years to come? Well, we put all this information, right? But how do you really perceive this? Is it really going to, be be in a state where it will be improvising, or probably it will become detrimental?
It's not a fad anymore. It is improving. It is self-learning. There are two types of algos. One is supervised and unsupervised. AI is an unsupervised power. It doesn't need any human intervention, not supervision. It is self-learning on its own, and that is the problem. Nobody is there to train it. By the way, if for example, if you ask ChatGPT a question, it is answering you in such a brilliant speed. It is not somebody is feeding the data in the background. It is called neural networks. So they created a concept called nodes computing in processing, and that has enabled them to be able to create so many correlations amongst the information to be able to talk to you in a smooth conversational manner. There is no data supporting it. It has made its inferences. It has learned already. It has learned based on training of ton loads of internet for the last open source for the last multiple years. That's the time. Actually, algo is very simple, but training is the most important. It's got trained. It will get better and better and better because we are pouring technology, we are pouring processing power to it, right? And you are training with much more data. Every time you are asking a question, we are training it, and it is improving itself. So there is no more going back. It is going to go forward only. It is not like one wave of technology coming in and going out. AI is not like that. AI is like computers got introduced 8 years back. Now we can't expect a life without computer, correct? It is like that only. Future will have to be blended with AI. We don't have any other option. Whether we like it or not, that is the problem. It's not our choice anymore. It is not that after a couple of years something else will come, we'll forget about AI. It is a new, that is why I'm using a word called evolution. It is like an evolution. It's a new species taking birth. It is a species. And that is the change. Don't take me as frightening, but it is what it is. It is a phase of our human life. We are adding one additional intelligence from outside. Yeah.
Hello. Thank you, Kalyan Kumar, for the insights.
Yeah, I think it's closer. Can you? I couldn't hear your question.
Okay. So the question is that how do you ensure the AI testing for Tectalik? Because AI testing is one of the challenging tasks when it comes to AI, right? So how do you ensure the AI testing? And so it has to give the accuracy in terms of outputs. That's the first question.
Correct.
The second question is that recently we see that ISO 40001, that is AI management system from ISO, right? So how do you use those standards for empowering AI in your organization?
I'm not in a position to answer your question because I'm unaware about ISO standards. But the first question you said about accuracy, yes, it is not accurate. It is not written on a stone. There are a lot of inaccurate answers. There are a lot of inaccurate assumptions, inaccurate conclusions. Just like how human makes an error, you will find errors in AI. It is not absolved by its it's not like God. It's got its problems. It is not accurate. It needs testing. That's why they train, test it, tune it. These are the words, in AI world, these are the words used: training, tuning. It is nothing but testing. It is improving the accuracy by, the more the data, the accuracy is much better. So if you train an algo with 10 lakh transactions, the outcome is equal to higher than if you train the algo with the 10 million transactions. So it's tuning. Trains, tunes, and it'll keep improving. There is no concrete yes, no here. Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. Thank you. It's been a nice chat with you. Yeah.
If there are no more questions, I would like to end by saying that in a nutshell. You will all agree with me when I say that his lecture presentation has been excellent exposition, simply superb. Give him a big hand, please. As a token of love and affection, we would like to present a memento to Mr. Kalyan.